As inland schools reopen, Gauteng's Education Department says it's ready to resume lessons. And the country's inflation has remained stable for the month of December 2011. I'm Richard Brooks. As inland schools reopen, Gauteng's Education Department says it's ready to resume lessons. The principal of Mpangesi Primary School in Daveyton on the East Rand, Vuyile Sonti, says they now have a manageable number of learners in their classrooms. Mduduzi Ndlovu filed this report.
According to Vuyile Sonti, principal of WJ Mpangesi Primary in Daveyton on the East Rand, lessons have resumed well. Learners and educators are busy at work.
Last year, they sent us mobile classes, which were about 4, which we did cope. We should be having an average of between 40 to 15 a class.
Holidays are really over and the onus is now on the learners and educators.
Parents of school children from grade 1 to grade 12 have been queuing in front of the Education Department's Tshwane South District. Some of the people have been queuing for more than an hour. Some parents tried to get their children registered at schools but were referred to the district office after being told that there were no places. The authorities were not available for comment. The country's inflation has remained stable for the month of December 2011. Stats SA has reported that consumer price inflation has remained unchanged at 6.1% year-on-year. This is slightly above the Reserve Bank's upper end of the 3 to 6% target range. It's also slightly below economists' forecasts. Pan-African Investments economist Iraj Aberdeen.
The economy on the expenditure side is also stabilizing and there isn't much pressure on the consumer side. However, there are key drivers of inflation at the moment, and food remains a major contributor to the higher inflation if you compare it with 2010-2009. Petrol, the dollar price of oil, which is high due to the geopolitical conditions in the Middle East.
KZN police say they will be monitoring liquor outlets very closely. This is to ensure that alcohol is not sold to anyone under the age of 18 as stipulated under the Liquor Act. Police are also concerned that minors are accompanying adults to bottle stores. The Durban office of the South African National Council on Alcoholism and Drug Dependence has welcomed the move, saying increased vigilance will result in young people realizing the dangers of alcohol intake. Sanka's Claire Savage explains.
If the law is applied and seen to be applied, people take it more seriously. International research shows that young people who drink regularly can really damage themselves. They're vulnerable physically and psychologically. And if the monitoring is more careful, everybody becomes more aware. Young people themselves, their parents, and also those who have licenses to sell liquor, because they stand to get a bad reputation or even have criminal charges brought against them if they break the law.
Firefighting teams have worked the entire night to battle a veld fire that's been burning for a week now in the Hermitage Valley at Swellendam in the Southern Cape. Nearly 4,000 hectares of fynbos have already been destroyed. Working on fires, Leanne McCrill says no lives or farms are in danger.
We've still got 5 teams on the fire line. We've got another 2 teams which are coming in to relieve 2 of the teams which have been fighting since last night. Aerial resources are on standby currently. Should needs be, they will then call them in. What has been burnt so far is quite a lot of fynbos and veld. Currently there is nothing under threat.